we are, muckers. Right, first of all, I want to start off by saying a massive thank you. The mic's on, yeah. I just want to start off by saying a massive thank you to all you guys that have commented, liked, everything, you know, really got involved with Scott's video. That pond was amazing, and so was that garden, you know, and I don't mind saying I'm a little bit envious, to be fair. But I'm really glad that I've gone to look at another keeper's pond, the way he does things, you know. I mean, yeah, we all watch him on YouTube, but you don't get that feel, you know, when you're watching him on YouTube. Now, I know probably just me being a bit odd, a bit weird maybe, but you know, I really enjoyed myself last week going to see Scott, having a good look around his filtration setup, his pond and his garden. It was just fantastic, and by the reaction I've had on that video, it seems that you guys were very impressed with it as well. I just want to say a massive thank you to you all. I think this is a feature I'm going to add to my channel where, you know, visiting other pond keepers and stuff. I think it's something I'm going to keep on doing in the future. So, you know, give me a shout if you're in the southwest anywhere, or Somerset in particular, Somerset, Dorset, Devon. Give me a shout if you want me to come over and we'll do a little feature, you know. Yeah, like I say, it was a really good weekend, and also a massive thank you to Scott and his parents for inviting me over. You know, it was cracking, absolutely cracking. I think Scott's made up with all the comments and all the reaction that he's had from it, so another happy chappy. But anyway, moving on to this week. It's been about a month now since I've done messed about with my filters, if you remember. I swapped my pads and my brushes around, and you know, my Alpha Grog, changed my moving bed into my biofilter, and I said I'd see how I'd get on. Well, the polishing pad's working, a treat. My clarity's fantastic, but my nitrites and my nitrates keep popping up and down, up and down, up and down. They're like a yo-yo. All right. So it's been about a month. I said I'd give it a month trial, and well, I've had the end bay out again. Although it's catching a lot more, the filter is catching loads more, obviously. It's still not keeping that end bay clear. And I think this is where my nitrite and nitrate problems are coming from. And they're not problems, but they just keep going up and down, and I don't like it. I like it to be stable. So I've had all the media out again. And yeah, there's still a lot of stuff getting through. Now, I've been talking to a few people. I'm going to spin you around a minute. Alright, I've been talking to a few people about this. So you can see I've had it all out. The Alpha Grog's in there, staying alive, obviously. And that pad is doing an amazing job. That's the one that sits under the brushes. It's doing a fantastic job. This in here was cleaned last week. Again, a little bit gunky, but not too bad. Not too bad. That's workable. Once I've upgraded my waste outlets and everything, happy with that. It's this bay. There's still stuff coming through. So I've been talking to a few people that have had these multi-bays. Alright, Scott was included actually. Scott had 2 of these multi-bays before he had his drum filter. Now, he was one of the people that, amongst probably another handful of people that I've been speaking to, have advised put all the brushes in the vortex. It slows the vortex right down. Now, that obviously is a settling chamber. You think, well, it's got to be free moving, which is what I thought, really, yeah. But on top of speaking to people about this, I've also been speaking to Martin down at Devon Koi Pond. Now, Martin put up a video last week about slowing the flow through your filters, getting more filter time, so to speak, more dwell time with the water. And to be honest with you, I think that's a really good idea, because the longer your water's in the filters, the more filtered it's becoming, if that makes sense. So I think for this month, I've got to order it all first, so I'm going to put it all back like normal for a minute, and then rinse it all out, clean up the bay, give it a clean up, and then when it all arrives, I'm going to order myself another air pump. I'm going to order myself some Jap matting, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all my brushes in the vortex in the coming month. I'm going to put all my pads in this one, yeah, and then I'm going to put these pads on the bottom of there, and I'm going to put, I think, Jap matting in here and push air through it with the new air pump. And then in this bay, I'm going to keep my Alpha Grog, just the Alpha Grog. I might even put a polishing pad on top of the Jap mat, and just keep this one a bit open. I think it's a bit of trial and error, but I think that's what I'm going to do for this next month. Like I said, I'm putting it back properly like I've had it this week. I haven't got all my bits yet. My ball valve's turned up for that, but I can't get hold of the bloody pipework anywhere to be able to actually do it. So that's going to have to hold on a second, and hopefully it all turns up together and I can do it all at once. So I've got to put a waste outlet in this bay, and then keep my Alpha Grog in there. I've got to order some Jap mat and put in this bay with the polishing pad on top and pushing air through it. And then in this bay I'm going to have these pads, my existing pads, just in there on their own, and then in the vortex I'm going to put all the brushes. I'm going to give that a go for the next month and see how that works out. Let me know in the comments what you think on that. If anybody else has got any other advice or tricks of the trade that they've done with these multi-bays, then I'll be more than interested to find out. We gave it a go with the pads. Clarity's really mega improved, but I've still got a lot of crap in there, so it's still getting through. I know you've got to have a little bit of it going through, you can't filter it all out, but my nitrites are my nitrates, because like I say, they're like yo-yos, they keep going up and down, so I've really got to sort something out, and it's worth a go in it. You don't know until you try. So on that note, muckers, I'm going to leave it there for Monday. Spin you around, let you see the fish. If not long had a small feed. So other than that, right, I'm going to get cleaned up, put my filter back, and then pop in and see if I can find some more pipe. See you in a bit. Alright, muckers, that's it all back together. Now, I've got a bit of a confession to make. When I first pulled the Alpha Grog out and put it into my vortex for cleaning, obviously you stirred it all up and the water was brown. So instantly, the mistake I made was I got on the bandwagon. It's not worked. Now I take it all back, to be fair. Once I'd finished mucking about in here, right, clean my brushes, clean the little pads in under there, this water here had actually settled. And to be fair, it's been doing an absolutely fantastic job. There was just a small light dusting of crap. Literally a small dusting. Yeah, I wouldn't have even said it was a couple of millimeters thick, you know, in the bottom of that chamber. So in fact, it is working, and it's working very well. Regarding my nitrates and nitrites coming up and down all the time, I think I need to experiment a bit more with my feeding. Sometimes I'm feeding 3-4 times a day. Other times I only manage, because of work or whatever, I only manage to feed twice a day. So I think that's where I really need to get on top of. And I also think that I do need to add some more biofiltration. Where I'm going, what I don't know. I think I didn't want to, but I might even look into biting the bullet and trying to either build or get hold of a shower maybe to accompany the Backy River I've got, the little bio tubs I've got. I don't know. Don't quite know what to do. I'm quite stuck with that one. There's not a lot of room behind there. And to be honest, I didn't want all the crashing water. I like my pond quiet. But obviously I've got to do what's best for the fish. So that's an option. The only other problem with that is I may have to upgrade the pump to do that. Because obviously, as you know, I've got a very pump, but it's not an EA Aqua one, it's a Jabo one. And unfortunately, the head height on it isn't brilliant. So to put a shower in there, I think I might struggle putting a shower, like putting it, oh, I don't know, I have no idea. All I know is I need to get some more bio in there. The other thing is as well, is pushing air through here. Do you reckon that'll help? Maybe. You know, because obviously filtration works better, especially bio. I think I need air through here. I've got alpha grog in there, obviously. But all this is mechanical, so I don't really need air. In my eyes. I may be wrong, I don't know. I'm sure somebody will correct me. But I think I'm going to push air through this last chamber, up through the alpha grog. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some Jap mat to go across here. So that also has air pushed through it. And then I think I'm going to put my white pad on top of these. I don't know. That white pad works really, really well, that polishing pad. Because like I said, there was only a dusting in the bottom of there, which is absolutely fine. By the time I got my waste outlet in there, that'll soon suck that out, drain that out once a month. I didn't realise actually how long it had been since I'd done all this. It was the 24th of June. So it's been, what, well over 6 weeks. Well over a month. It's been about 6 weeks. Coming into 7 weeks. So just to accumulate that amount of small amount, that light dusting, it's worked an absolute treat. So I'm going to try and keep it as close to like that as possible. Because that polishing pad is working. I need to pop in my local store and get some. I haven't actually got any. So I don't know. I think plans are maybe keep the brushes like this, because they do a hell of a job. Keep the foams like this, but put a white polishing pad on it. Keep my other mechanical pads in the bottom of there. And then put a layer of, take that one out and put it into the bottom of there maybe, or even into the bottom of there. Swap that out with a layer of Jap mat and push some air through it. That's the options. Or take the brushes out, put into the vortex, put these pads into there, put this one out with Jap mat and push air through it like that. Or spend mega money and put a shower in the back of there. And I haven't really got mega money, so I think it's going to be a matter of trying to get some more bio out of what I've got. I don't know. Yeah, what do you guys think? Your opinions do count. You know, every day's a school day, as others say. Andy in particular. Coupon lifestyle. So yeah, other than that, I'm gerbling on now. So let's get this topped up and get the pump back on. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, to be honest, this week, because it's baffling me a little bit why my nitrates and nitrates keep going up and down. I mean, it could be my feeding regime, yeah, but it could also be the fact that I haven't got enough biological filtration. See you in a bit, muckers. Muckers. Right. Finally, got some good news. Got the bits that I need to do me drainage, me waste pipe and everything. Finally, managed to get hold of some. I'll spin you around a minute. Everyone's doing good. They're gagging for some food. I've had a late night last night, so they haven't been fed this morning. But yeah, here we go. So I've got me bits. Could only get the 90s in white, but hey yo, doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna see it. So yeah, but other than that, got me bits. Got some silicone just in case. New ball valve for the last bay. Finally got some pipe. This is what I was struggling to get hold of. Pipe. Couldn't bloody find the stuff anywhere. Weeks had a delivery come in. They emailed me. We got a delivery due, so I whipped on in and I grabbed some. So happy days. Got a couple of lengths of pipe. Also got some of this. Some pipe lagging. That literally just goes over. It's something I haven't thought about until now when I saw it. I thought, you know what, I'm going to start needing to lag me pipes ready for the winter, because, you know, that's only a few months or a couple of months away now, isn't it? It's not far off, but still. Anyway, going to do a water test in a minute before I chuck some feed in for them. I said earlier on in this video that I took some advice off Martin. I've slowed my pump right down, so my pump speed's just over halfway. And to be fair, as you can see, the water, well, you can see right down to the bottom there, look, the water's still crystal clear. So the drain's still definitely pulling enough in. That's keeping it clean. So the only advantage I've got now is obviously I'm having more dwell time. Let's pack this up a minute, I'll open my lid up. Got more dwell time in the filter media, like in the filter. So as we know, my nitrates have been going up and down constantly like a damn yo-yo. It's been getting on my wick, to be honest. So yeah, after speaking to Martin down at Devon-Koi Pond, and he said to slow the flow through the filter down. So have a quick look. It seems to be working, as you can see. Excuse the wood for. It's still pulling it through plenty. Now I hoovered that out 3 days ago. There's not a hell of a lot of waste with this food, you know. Which is pretty good, actually. Oh, I forgot to mention, didn't I? Actually, I'll show you it later on in the video, but I changed my food. I couldn't get out of Coppins. And I was desperate for it. I left it so late. I was desperate for the food, so I changed my food. I've actually bought some Nishikoi. And do you know what? The waste on it, I've been feeding it now for about a week. And the waste is, look at that, that's what, 3 days since I last hoovered the vortex out? Very, very little waste. Where with the Coppins, I was hoovering it out every other day. So, because it would literally cover the bottom of that vortex. But yeah, I mean, slowing the filter down, or slowing the pump right down, it seems to be working. But I'm going to do a water test now. So we'll see what it's like chemically, you know, or, you know, the balance of it. See what, because I mean, clarity wise, it looks bloody good. It's still crystal clear. So yeah, I'm going to get on with that. I'm going to do my water test and I'll be back with you in a minute. See you in a bit. Yeah, right, so while we're waiting for the results on the water test, I'll show you, this is a food I've got. I tried getting Coppins, but I couldn't bloody get the one that I was after anywhere. Not even the main manufacturer, the Feeds for You, they were out of stock of what I needed. But yeah, anyway, I had a voucher come through from emailed to me from a company called Universal Aquatics. Now, I thought, bugger it, I'm gonna just get some of this then. So I bought from them this time, and this is what I got, the Nishikoi. I thought I'd give it a go. There's very little waste coming from these, to be fair. I'm not having to do, I mean, the fish are enjoying it. It's got all sorts in it. To be fair, it's got more than the coppins, but at the same time it's bloody expensive. I mean, this one alone was like 30 quid. You know, it's a lot more dearer compared to coppins. But what benefits I'm getting out of it, we'll have to wait and see, really. There's enough there to keep me going for a minute or two. I do love the coppins. I have found that there is more waste with the coppins than what there is with this. This isn't producing as much, anywhere near as much waste. You know, and what I mean by that is obviously the amount of poo. There's not as much poo left in my filter feeding this, so like in the vortex. So yeah, I suppose that's a good thing. But yeah, and this here as well, this has got prebiotics and garlic in as well, so I may even swap, if this is any good, I may even swap this out as a yearly, like feed all the way through the year, instead of using the NT Labs garlic wheat germ, because this has got less protein than the NT Labs, I believe. I'll have to double check that, so don't get me on that. But it's got prebiotics, beta-glucans, it's also got stabilised vitamin C and garlic, so you know, really this is more of an all-rounder, although it's not a wheat germ based one. So yeah, I don't know, we'll have to have a look round. They do a wheat germ, obviously, but from what I understand, this is a company that's been around for a long time. So yeah, anyway, burbling on. This is getting carried away with it now, look. So yeah, anyway, back to the filter. Yeah, I slowed it right down. I say I've been talking to Martin, and obviously I commented on a video of his that he'd done saying about slowing your pond pumps down and stuff and having more dwell time. And so far, clarity wise, it's good. The condition of the water is very good. I'm just doing my first water test on it now. So it's been a week. I've run it slow. So we'll see whether there's any improvement on my nitrates or nitrites. Right, here we go. Now, this nitrate is down between, yeah, that's right down now, 5.0. It's not as clear as it usually is, but yeah, 5.0. Now last week this was up at 20.0, sorry. This was proper pink, so that's an improvement in slowing the filtration down. Ammonia, as per usual, is nothing, so that's good. pH stayed the same, 8.0, that's good. And the nitrite, this is the one, this was right up at 4.0 last week, so it was here, which is why I started panicking. It's between 0.25 and 0.5, so that's come right back. So yeah, I think Martin might be onto something there. Slowing my pump down and having more dwell time in my filter has definitely improved the water quality. So yeah, quite happy with that. Cheers Martin for sharing that video and replying to my comment. So let's give these muckers some grub. So yeah, they're hungry. Gotta love it, eh? Gotta love them, ain't you? Another thing I've noticed as well with this Nishikoi is with the coppins, you get quite a, it doesn't last very long, you get quite an oily type substance on top of the water. Don't get me wrong, I love coppins, as we all know, but with the Nishikoi you don't get it so much. You still get it, but not so much. What causes it, I don't know. It's obviously something in the food. But yeah. But other than that, muckers, I'm going to go and get on with my pipe work. And I'll be back with you in a bit. See you in a bit. Right, there we go. So that's all piped up now. All I've done, none of it's glued together. It's only waste, it's not holding any water. Obviously the water stays, it doesn't come past the ball valve obviously. So I've not glued it together. So what I've done is, because I want, oh, fat fingers, I want the option to be able to use the water out of my filter for my garden, my flowers and that as well. So obviously I've got to cut this off, probably here, because I've got 38, I think it is, 38mm hose. So then that just slides on there. Happy days, you know. So I'm not keeping that on there, because then it gives me the option to flush fast as well if I want to. And then here, that was a pain in the ass getting in there, crikey. But I've got my ball valve fitted. This was the end cap that was already on it. I don't know why I didn't look at this, but when I put it in, you know, when I installed it all. But yeah, so we've got a ball valve on there. Now comes into a 90. Again, it's not glued. The ball valve's glued in there, obviously. But this pipe here, pull that out of there, look, I'll show you. See, it comes out. So that's how I'm going to keep it. And then again, another hose towel just slots in there, and then I can hose it in around this gap, like, you know. So that's how it's going to stay for a minute. That gives me a few options then, you know, to one, water the garden, or two, I can connect a piece of pipe to it and flush fast if I want to. So other than that, a bloody mess you make, look, when you're doing any work on your pond, don't you? Other than that, yeah, it's all good. So, well, running the drain slower is definitely kind of working. I purged the bottom drain. Obviously I emptied the vortex and cleaned my sponges and everything, my brushes and that out in there. And I purged the bottom drain after I flushed it. And it didn't have any waste build up in there. So even though my pump's turned right down, it's still flowing fast enough to take all the waste out of the pond with it, which I'm happy with that. So yeah, happy days. So massive thank you to Martin for putting that video up and mentioning and explaining how running your bay filter slower, giving it more dwell time, will then obviously improve water quality. So yeah, I'm chuffed with that. But other than that, I'm going to leave it there this week, guys. Sorry it's not a, you know, fantastically brilliant video. I was struggling so hard to get pipe and everything this week that I just kind of chucked it together. So it's not the best in the world, but yeah, hopefully it'll open up some awareness of these filters. If you've got one of these Oasis Vortex multi-bays, before you install it, check your waste outlets, you know, because they are all as they come standard, they are all joined up together. So really you've only got a choice of flushing just the vortex on its own or all of the bays together, so which isn't really very good. You want to be able to flush every bay separately. So yeah, anyway, massive thank you to all my new subscribers. I've had a few popped up today, well, this week. Massive thank you, of course, to all you old subscribers, all you guys that stay with me. Thank you very much. You're you know, you're all fantastic, and if I had the money and a big enough pub, I'd buy you all a drink to say thanks. But hey ho, other than that, guys, have a great weekend, stay safe, stay good, keep liking and subscribing. I'll see you next time. Cheers, muckers.